this episode, I talk with my friend Christopher Rygh of one of my favorite films, The Headhunter. We talk about everything from horror to lifting weights. I had a killer time talking with Christopher, and hope you enjoy this episode. After you're done with this episode, make sure you check out my fellow horsemen of the podcast Apocalypse, Everything Went Black podcast, Into the Necrosphere, the Necromaniacs podcast, Spitball Media, and Iblis Manifestations, and the Soul Knocks podcast. So make sure you check all those out. Leave them a rating, share away, and help grow the podcast community. So it's much appreciated. Also, when you get done with this one, make sure you leave a rating, share it around, and help out. And it's much appreciated as well. And I also have a Horrorwolf 666 podcast Teespring store and a TeePublic store. I'm kind of transitioning from the Teespring store to just the TeePublic store because I think the quality is a bit better. So definitely check out both of those. Links will be in the show notes and stuff, so you can find some cool Horrorwolf 666 merch. So, but anyways, I hope you enjoy this episode, and thanks so much for listening. All right, Chris, thanks so much for being on the podcast.
My pleasure.
Oh yeah, man. I've been wanting to get you on for a while now. Because cool thing is with the Headhunter, going back to that or whatever, that was my first ever screener when I was like reviewing films and everything. And
oh really? Okay.
Yeah, and it totally blew me away, man. It's still like up there in one of my favorite films. So
that's cool.
Yeah.
When or where did you see it? The screener?
It was sent. Jordan sent it to me. Yeah.
Okay.
Because I sent out a request for it because I was seeing trailers everywhere. I was like, dude, this is like totally me, like fucking cool, like medieval shit, like fucking monsters, sword and sorcery type stuff. So I was like, I sent some emails out to Jordan to try to get a screener and stuff, and he got back to me. And that was technically my first ever movie screener when I started the Horrorwolf 666 website.
Yeah, that's a nice start.
Yeah, man. Fucking awesome. And just to know that how y'all did that, film off of such a small budget is amazing.
Yeah, it's definitely a shoestring budget production. So it's a very good example of, that you can achieve a lot with a little. So I think it's, if anything, it turns out to be a very good example of that. And it's a decent horror movie as well. So yeah.
That's killer. How'd you get your role in that movie?
Yeah, that's a funny story because I at the time I was quite fresh with acting. I hadn't done a lot of things, just small stuff back here in Norway. And, I was trying to get more work. So you look up these, different casting sites and put your details and your headshot up there and, hope for the best that you're going to get something. But, nothing really major came of it. And in particular, this quite bad casting site that I, signed up for, which had very little work actually. But on that site is where I'm not sure if it was Kevin or Jordan. They found me there, and they thought I had the right look for the part. So they, from there on, they got in touch with me, and that's where the ball started rolling. It didn't take too long before we kind of agreed that we would work together, which was kind of funny to me because I hadn't done a self tape or any kind of auditioning for the part. So it just went very fast, the whole thing. Usually, you had to do one or if not more, or like several editions to
Mhm.
get a decent part, in particular like a lead role. But I guess they just had huge trust in me to pull this off. So that's why they just went with it.
That's cool, man. Yeah, it worked out well. I think you were the perfect person for that role. Like you sold it really well, you know.
Yeah, thank you, appreciate that.
It's also
It was,
crazy too knowing that Jordan also did Thanksgiving, and then he's doing the Headhunter. Such like total opposites in movies, you know.
yeah, I actually haven't seen Thanksgiving yet, but uh, it's on my list of things I need to watch.
Yeah, that it's a fun one, man. It's so yeah, it's so over the top, and it's so
Yeah,
much
yeah.
different than the Headhunter. It's fucking crazy.
Oh yeah, oh yeah. I know. It's a totally different kind of movie, but still, gotta
Did you
see it.
before you did like the Headhunter stuff, were you already like a fan of like sword and sorcery type stuff and cool shit like that, or?
Well, I think maybe I sword and sorcery for sure, but also like kind of medieval stuff, movies and productions. Uh, at the time there was kind of a boom for Scandinavian actors in particular for doing like Viking stuff and that sort of thing. So I was, hoping and trying to get more of that kind of work, which I absolutely got with the Headhunter. So that was, a perfect fit for me.
That's cool. Yeah, and that also like I guess after doing the Headhunter stuff, it kind of spiraled out, and you got like more roles doing and different features and all, correct?
I have gotten some parts after that, yeah, for sure. But not as big as the Headhunter though, because that was, the main part, and uh, it was also, a very immersive experience. So in regards to how I felt about the project as well, I don't think I've been worked on any projects that was, as fun or how should I put it, as well, kind of, well, immersive is a good word, as
Hmm.
immersive as the Headhunter. Um, you know, I worked on bigger projects, absolutely, obviously, because the Headhunter was 30K or something.
Hmm.
But it was a great part. The dog, the main character in Headhunter, uh, and also a lot bigger than I had since. So I have to say that Headhunter is still up there of one of the most enjoyable parts that I've played.
Like when you were doing the Headhunter and stuff, how hard was it like being out there in the environment and stuff? I know you were there for what a few months, I think. I can't remember what I was told by Jordan, but
Yeah, yeah, something like that. I think they were there a bit longer. They flew in and just started to set up like the cabin and working on props and stuff like that. And then I flew in from Norway a bit later. I think I was there maybe was it 6 weeks? Something like that in
Mhm.
Portugal. That was the primary shooting. And then later we did a couple of weeks in California as well. Uh, but yeah, it was in Portugal. And I'm from Norway. Portugal is a lot. It's a lot more south than Norway, so I was thinking that this was going to be like sunny days and super hot compared to Norway, but it was actually quite cold. I was surprised, and the costume, it looks super cool. I love it, but it's not very hot,
Mhm.
so it was cold. At certain days for sure, but still, you know, it kind of goes with the part just to endure it in a way, and I didn't mind it that much. So it wasn't anything that I couldn't handle.
That's cool. Yeah, you would think it'd be a bit warmer there from what you're used to, so you're just kind of transitioning over to something that you're already used to with the cold weather. So,
Yeah, I mean the first days it was actually snowing there, so that was a big surprise. But yeah, it was cool. We got that also in the movie, a bit of the snowy landscapes in the start actually. So it we just used it.
that's cool. I'm hoping for a sequel. I haven't really heard anything. I heard there could be maybe a sequel or prequel or something in the future. I don't know. Have you heard anything about that?
Well, no, I don't know yet. I don't know. I wouldn't be I wouldn't mind working on that universe more. I loved it. So that would be super fun. But I'm not sure if they have anything planned or not as of yet. I think they're working on something now, but that's something else completely. I think I'm not sure. I saw Jordan. He was posting some some stuff on his Instagram. It looked like he was working on something new and exciting.
Oh yeah, I saw that too, and I was just curious. I'm like, is gonna be Headhunter stuff, or what's that gonna be? I'm sure whatever it is gonna be fucking killer. So.
I think I spotted a chainsaw there, so it's I think it's more modern, but I think Jordan and Kevin, they're hugely talented guys, so whatever they're gonna work on, I'm sure it's gonna be fucking epic.
Oh yeah, dude, I'm sure of that. When it comes to like chainsaws and all the other stuff, like what are some like really cool horror movies you're into? What are some of your favorites?
Um, yeah, good question. I grew up with stuff like Freddy Krueger, Elm Street, and stuff like that. I guess that made an impression. Hellraiser,
Hmm.
and also because my dad, he was bootlegging videos from the video store that we had back then,
Hmm.
uh, and he didn't really have a filter on what I could watch and couldn't watch. As long as my mom wasn't there, then it wasn't a problem.
Right.
So we saw a lot of the classic horror stuff from the 80s for sure. Yeah, Halloween, all the classic stuff really.
That's cool. Yeah, I think me and you are around the same age range and stuff because I also grew up with Hellraiser, Nightmare on Elm Street. Because
Yeah,
just like you, I didn't have any filters as a kid. Like I was allowed to watch pretty much anything,
yeah,
except
yeah.
like, actual like porn and all that stuff. I think, there's a line there. And I don't want to be watching
Oh
a
yeah,
movie of nudity with my parents in the room. It's so fucking horrible.
that can get awkward real
Yeah.
fast. Yeah,
Yeah, that's the worst situation ever is where a nude scene pops up in a movie you're watching with your folks as a kid. I'm like, man, this is
yeah,
so fucking horrible.
yeah,
But
yeah. You
yeah,
just
I
want to
grew
be
up on
somewhere
Hell.
else.
Yeah, definitely. You don't want to be in that room with them. But yeah, Nightmare on Elm Street and all, like, and Hellraiser were like some of my earliest, and yeah, it kind of shaped me from there. Like, because I started watching horror when I was like 5 years old. My aunt, my grandma really got
Hmm.
me into that and stuff, and yeah, it's kind of shaped everything around me since then. Like everything I
Yeah,
do in life is kind of like horror movie related or something. It's like this is my
yeah,
passions, like music, horror, like I like weightlifting and stuff. So like all three of those are like passions of mine.
yeah, 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 yeah. Yeah, we share a lot of stuff then.
Yeah, yeah. I've seen your posts and I've asked you some workout tips and stuff before, man. Because I'm always it's like when you're lifting weights, you're always learning. You never like master the shit. I swear. Like I've been lifting weights since I was like probably
Hmm.
18, and
Yeah.
seriously when I got in my like late 20s. But it's like you're
Hmm.
always learning, man. Like there's no mastering weightlifting.
Hmm. Yeah,
So
that's
yeah,
true. Yeah.
But yeah, I've been like I said, like just learning that stuff, and even with like horror movies and all, you can't never master all the horror movies. You haven't seen all of them. There's always one that slips by that you didn't see, like from the
Oh
early
yeah.
'90s or something, or the late '80s. You can't never catch up on all that.
No, no, there's always going to be something that you missed out on.
Yeah, like out of those older films, like do you have like a favorite out of all those that really like set in with you?
Mm, I often think about actually, well, it's you could argue that it's more sci-fi than horror, but let's call it horror sci-fi or sci-fi horror.
Hmm.
Aliens is something that I really you know dug when it came, and it made a huge impression. And till this day, I think it's a great movie in many aspects. Um, Even though it's some people would probably argue that that's sci-fi.
Oh,
I
it's
don't know.
definitely horror sci-fi, man. Definitely in the horror category too. Like, yeah,
Yeah,
totally. Yeah.
yeah. Um, Anything else? I was just thinking if there's any like obscure ones that maybe you haven't heard about that would be fun to mention.
Oh, yeah.
Uh, but I can't think of any right now. It's all the classics, like I mentioned, Halloween and Freddy Krueger, all these classic boogeymen, and some werewolf movies. Howling, I think, was one.
Oh, yeah. It's a great one. That's a
Uh,
classic.
Also, like People Under the Stairs. I remember was kind of creepy.
Yeah, I just posted
If
about that yesterday actually
Oh,
because
really?
yeah,
Okay, cool.
because every Friday like I do like a movie pick, like a Friday night movie pick, and I post some
Oh
like
yeah,
sometimes obscure shit, sometimes like stuff that's relevant right now. And yesterday was
yeah.
People Under the Stairs because that movie traumatized me as a kid.
Yeah, yeah. It also made an impression on me. I remember. Um, I haven't seen it, for ages though. But I'm not sure if it will still, live up to. If it's still, if it's still gonna deliver today as it did. I don't know, 20 years ago.
I definitely think so. I revisited probably like 2 years ago, maybe a little
Oh
bit
yeah.
longer, but yeah, it still holds up really well. And right now, as we speak, it's up on YouTube for free. So it might
Oh
get
yeah.
taken down by the time this podcast is out, but it's up there right now, free to watch.
Oh,
Because if not, you got to rent it like off Amazon or find a DVD of it.
oh yeah, yeah.
So I'm not real sure if they ever did like a special edition Blu-ray of People Under the Stairs. If so, I should have it, and I don't have that one, so I'm not sure.
Oh yeah. Yeah, you do the whole collecting horror movie collecting thing.
I do. I don't go as crazy as I used to. I don't tell
No.
my wife how many special edition things I order that are way too expensive. But I do collect the stuff I really like, and one of the things I highly collect is the from the film Mandy. Mandy's like my favorite movie.
Oh
So
yeah, yeah.
I have so much
Mhm.
fucking Mandy stuff, dude. I got a replica Mandy axe in the living room. It's the smaller version though. It's not the life size version, which I wanted to get, but I was like wondering how did like FedEx would get it to me. It's like a fucking 7 foot axe, replica from the movie. So I have the
Oh
smaller version,
really?
but still, yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that was a very cool movie. Very spaced out, but I loved it. It had a beautiful vibe to it.
Oh yeah, that and the soundtrack. Oh man. Like
Yeah.
everything
Oh
about that
yeah.
movie. Oh fuck.
Yeah.
I got to speak with one of the producers of that movie, Daniel Noah from Spectre Vision a few years
Oh
ago when I
yeah.
first started doing this podcast, man. And I was like, I was just like, man, I gotta, just talking about Mandy with him, I was kind of getting emotional and stuff because it's such a heavy hitting movie for me. It's like, I
Yeah.
was like, thank you so much for, getting this made. Like,
Yeah.
yeah, there's not too many films that hit me like that. Like since Mandy's come out, there's nothing really out now that compares to it, which kind of sucks. Nothing's living up to Mandy, so it's like, oh, this is good, but it's not Mandy level good, you know. So I'm hoping
Hmm.
that Panos Cosmatos, his new film that's coming out really soon, and I cannot think of the name off the top of my head right now. I hopefully it's going to be just as good as Mandy or in that same ballpark, you know.
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah. He didn't he do like one of these like shorts, or wasn't a short, but it was like part of this that was on Netflix. It was like this cabinet of horrors.
Yeah, the
Uh,
Guillermo del Toro one he had on Netflix. Yeah, he did a short from that.
yeah, 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 definitely. I kind of got the same, somewhat the same vibe from that short as I did from Mandy. So I could definitely feel that it was the same guy who was behind it.
Yeah, definitely. And cool thing about Panos too is like he's also like a metalhead and he's into a lot of stuff I think we were into and stuff, and it shows with his films and all. Like there's like a metal like vibe going on, like a doom metal vibe, even thrown in
Yeah.
with like some really dark synth type atmosphere
Oh
and
yeah.
everything. Like it just captures everything I love.
Yeah. Yeah. What do you know what the his new movie is about, or like
Uh,
like a plot line or something?
I know it's like a sci-fi space horror psychedelic thing. Yeah, that's the best way to describe. I'm trying to look at for the name right for it right now because it's not on his Internet Movie Database page, but
Okay.
this one's coming out really. It might come out this year. It's called Necrocosm, and it's made
Oh yeah.
A24 is doing it, which is really fucking cool.
Oh. Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah.
Well, high hopes then.
Yeah, dude, I'm sure it's gonna be good. I'm hyping. I've been hyping up this movie for like since I heard, like whispers about it and stuff. I'm like, man, oh yeah. Did you enjoy Beyond the Black Rainbow as well?
Oh, that's one of the ones that slipped past me. Beyond the Black Rainbow.
Yes,
Is that the Panos?
yes, that's the one he did before Mandy.
Oh, okay. I haven't seen that one yet.
Oh, dude, that one is really fucking good, dude.
Oh
It's
yeah.
another,
Okay.
another total like mind fuck of a movie.
Okay. Let me take a note of that. Behind the Black Rainbow.
Yeah,
Okay, that's cool.
it's Beyond the Black Rainbow.
Be
Beyond.
Beyond. Okay,
Yeah, yeah.
Beyond.
I'm gonna
Gotcha.
find out. It's streaming on if you got Amazon Prime, it's on there right now, and it's also on
Yeah.
YouTube TV or Apple TV as well. So
Okay.
if you
Okay.
got Prime, it's on there right now.
Okay. Yeah, I think I do. I'm not sure if there's like because I'm in Norway, so there might be some
Right.
region stuff. But I'll search for it.
That was my first experience with Panos is Beyond the Black Rainbow, where we
Hmm.
watched it. We were recording an album with my band many years ago, and we were watching it in the like where we recorded at. They had like a living room set up and stuff, and a TV, and they had like a Roku in there. So we all sat down and watched Beyond the Black Rainbow. I was like,
Okay,
man,
that's
yeah,
cool.
good inspiration for music. Yeah.
That's very cool. Yeah. Yeah, horror metal. That's kind of like the I was playing in a band a little bit like now and then
Hmm.
here in Norway. They're kind of going for the horror metal vibe as well. Um, Hang on, just getting a new call like that. Um, so yeah, but you play regularly still, don't you?
Well, I don't do the full band stuff anymore. My band was we just disbanded probably like 5 or 6 years ago. We've been around for almost 20 years as a
Oh,
band.
okay.
But what
Yeah.
I do
Okay.
now is I do weird synth stuff. It's like some would call it like what's it called, like dungeon synth this type shit. I don't know if I would call it
Okay.
dungeon synth or what. It's like more like really dark soundtrack type stuff. And there's also guitar involved in it and stuff. I just do it all on my own right now. But
Okay.
it's called a Braxis horn is what I do now,
Okay.
and that's
That's cool.
also named after the Mandy stuff.
That sounded very familiar.
Yeah, I have
That's
it on
cool.
Spotify, iTunes, wherever there's music at. I have a Braxis horn on there.
Okay.
So
Cool.
Yeah, if you're into that kind of weird, dark stuff, and I'm working on something new as we speak that I'm gonna
Oh,
try to get another album out this year or so. But that's
nice.
pretty fun. And you said you do music as well, correct?
Yeah, I come from a music background basically. So I've been working with music a lot long before I was working with acting. But when I started with acting, I kind of put the music business aside a bit. But recently, it had a short revival because I was playing with a Norwegian metal band called Noxium Ferus,
Mhm.
uh, and I was playing some bass with them. Um, the challenge, though, is that they're based up in the country, so to actually like have a rehearsal together, I need to get on a plane and
Whoa.
to get there. So it's difficult to kind of like meet on a regular basis.
Hmm.
So I have had their tracks and just jamming along here, and then just sending them the bass tracks and uh, we do the mix and I end up on the record with
That's cool.
some of my bass tracks, but we haven't gotten to play live, unfortunately, which is super cool. uh, or that's something I miss from my days as a musician.
What was the name of the other bands you were in before that one that you're like playing live and all with?
Oh, that was just smaller stuff, like local stuff. It wasn't um, anything huge.
Hmm.
Uh, and it was also it was a lot more mellow, like singer-songwriter style and that kind of jam. So now that I started playing with Noxium a bit, that was kind of like my first introduction to metal music. And I love it because I think it's also so like the live shows, they're
Hmm.
really it, it's very showy, so it's also fun, like from an acting point to do the shows because they're so theatrical anyway.
Right.
Yeah, the last show that they had, Espen, like the main dude, he hung himself on stage as
Oh,
a
nice.
way to be wrapping up the show.
Uh-huh.
So they had the hangman, and he made the gallows pole in his garage and brought that to the show. So that's really cool.
That is, yeah, that's super theatrical. We never went to those levels. Like we done some weird shit on stage before, but like
Oh
that's
yeah.
that's, that's beyond like theatrical. That's really awesome, and that's a lot of work to do right there, you know.
Oh yeah, yeah. But he's very invested. So and he has time to do it. So he loves that stuff.
What
So
genre of metal would you classify it, as? Like, is it black metal? Is it because I know Norway is pretty famous for their like awesome black metal bands and stuff, but
yeah, yeah, he would be a better person to answer that actually. But
I got you.
I think, well, I think he would call it horror metal.
Horror
Like he was
metal.
trying to make it, yeah, trying to like combine like the horror elements in the metal,
Hmm.
and I'm not even sure if that's a real genre or not, but let's call it horror metal for now.
Okay, it sounds brutal, man. I definitely once we're done with this podcast, I want you to send me a link to it. I want to definitely check it out. That sounds cool as
Yeah,
hell.
yeah. Definitely. They had a live show not too long ago, so I'll send you the link to that.
That's cool. Yeah. Dude, there's nothing better than fucking performing live, man. I do miss that aspect of not being in a live band anymore. Like that feeling of just like I don't know, you
Hmm.
can just let out every goddamn frustration you had for like months on stage, because
Yeah,
I'm a vocalist as well as a guitar player, so I have kind of the
yeah,
best of both worlds there,
that's
and I
nice.
can just really just let out fucking this all this shit I have built up in me. It feels really good, then having that outlet to do that.
Yeah, yeah, definitely. So yeah, that's probably what I miss the most with the the music world, to do the live shows. Also, with acting, it's I do enjoy that a lot as well. But for television and film, it's you have to do the take multiple times with different setups. So it's you don't have the live element that you would, for instance, if you did like a theater play.
Hmm.
I've done a little bit of that also, just like amateur theater before I was more invested in film and television. But that's also something that I do miss a little bit, to be having an audience to perform to, and also the live element of the performance.
Yeah, it's a hell of a feeling, and it's an art in its own, to get up there in front of people and perform, and do a
Oh
decent job
yeah,
of performing. It's something.
definitely, definitely.
Yeah, outside of this stage, like I'm a pretty shy person. I'm not much of a people person at all, So like
No,
when I'm on stage, it's like, it's a totally different thing, and I don't know what that is. Like it's like I'm not afraid to be up there whatsoever. It's just like, but once I get
mm,
off the stage, I don't want to be around people. I'm like,
no, no.
I'm not, I'm out of here. Like I would always haul ass like to the back of the venue or something and hide.
Yeah,
But on stage is so weird, man. I don't know what that is, but whatever it was,
yeah,
it's pretty fucking cool.
yeah. I get you. I know how that feels.
Yeah, dude, I love doing my podcast and stuff. It's really helped me when it comes to dealing with like people and stuff and having like social anxiety and all that shit that I go through. So it's
Mm,
really cool, and it kind of feels like I'm on stage when I do a podcast. So I kind of get that feeling a little bit, not 100%, but somewhat. It
mm,
helps.
mm. Oh yeah, yeah, for sure.
And you also do a podcast as well. You do like a one on like history and mythology, correct?
Yeah, I have a YouTube channel. It's more like, I wouldn't classify it as a podcast. It's more like a talking head thing, for the most part,
Mm-hmm.
and it focuses on the Viking Age, basically, with everything that's connected to that, with Norse mythology, history, um, newer archaeological finds, and just the pieces that we find to get today, to kind of like piece together um, what we know about the Vikings that lived 1,000 years ago, basically.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'm pretty sure I subscribed to that already on YouTube because
Oh yeah.
yeah. So how often do you do episodes on there? I haven't seen one in a little while, I know, but
Oh yeah. Actually, I have to confess, because my plan when I started out was to do like one video a week,
hmm
and at the time that was okay, because I was, at the time I was stuck in Dublin, because I was shooting Vikings Valhalla, actually,
hmm
and I had a lot of days off, but this was during the COVID, uh, you know, clusterfuck. So I couldn't go anywhere. I was just stuck in Dublin, basically. So I
hmm
had a lot of time on my hands. So then I started this YouTube channel called Norse Rain. But when I get back to normal life, I didn't have as much time. So I haven't been able to do like one video a week, and it's been difficult. And as of April last year, we got my partner and I had a child, a baby.
hmm
So that's been a big
right.
a big thing as well. So obviously it takes a few hours out of your day to have a baby in the house. So I haven't been posting a lot lately. Working a lot with ideas and stuff, but I haven't been gotten things out. But that's also on my to-do list.
That's cool. Yeah, I'm sure having a kid, that's a commitment. It takes a lot of time. So,
Oh yeah, it's crazy. You got kids?
I do not, but me and my wife have two cats.
Oh,
That's our
okay.
kids. Yeah, yeah. And they're a handful on their own, man. Like, holy shit.
Yeah, they can be. I'm sure. I'm sure. But
We,
try
yeah.
kids, man. It's great. It's great. I mean, I love her to bits, our baby. But it does take a lot of effort and time out of your schedule. But uh, that's how it is.
Oh, yeah, I'm sure. Yeah, right now we're dealing with a new kitten we got. He's like 6 months old. He's a
Oh yeah.
Russian long hair, and Russian long
Oh
hairs are
yeah.
known to be super active and like kind of wild and super smart. So he's everywhere I don't want him to be. He gets
Oh
behind the
yeah.
TV downstairs next to my PlayStation, like, no, dude, get off of that, get off of that. And he's like looking at me and like, get off of that. And he's like, all right, I get off of there. And he jumps back on there again. He's trying to tear curtains down and stuff. I'm like, he's worth it though. But yeah,
Yeah,
he's a
yeah.
wild one.
Yeah. Handful, I can imagine.
Are y'all like animal people as well, or?
Oh yeah, yeah. I love animals. I grew up out outside of town basically. The house that we had, you couldn't see anything but forest around us. There weren't people living in the area, but not as close that you could actually like see anybody else's house from our house.
Hmm.
Uh, and we had animals. We had dogs and cats, and we were having bunnies, uh, and what else though? Yeah, I think that was pretty much it. But we had them like continuously, like from as long as I can remember. Animals,
Yeah,
and
animals are good.
yeah, I love animals. In particular, dogs. I guess I'm a dog person. Uh, but I haven't been able to have an animal because I've been living by myself for quite some time.
Hmm.
But after I got after my partner moved in, she already had a dog actually, like one of these pugs.
Oh, pugs. Yeah, I know
Yeah,
those.
yeah, yeah, yeah. They're amazing.
Yeah,
So we have a pug now.
that's cool. Yeah, having an animal in the house makes the whole house like just that much better, I think.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Yeah, we're
The
cat people, but we also love dogs. And well, I mean, we love all animals in this house, but it's just easier because where we live at, we live in like a town home, so we have neighbors and everything really close to us. And I don't
yeah.
want to have a dog in here and ain't got no room to run around. So like cats, it's a little bit easier to deal with.
Oh yeah, for sure, for
So
sure.
yeah. But I also wanted to ask you too about like how long have you been like lifting weights and all that kind of stuff for?
Oh, I think I probably started when I was maybe like 14, 15. I
Hmm.
started out because I was like hugely impressed with guys like Sylvester Stallone and Arnold Schwarzenegger.
Yes, same here, same
I
here.
I
Those are my
I
heroes.
was oh yeah, yeah, yeah. I remember I had this envelope because I was we didn't have internet back then, so I would like find pictures of them in magazine and cut them out and put them in this envelope for I don't know, like inspiration or something.
Yeah.
But yeah, hugely influenced by those guys. So I started working out at home because didn't have a gym where I was living, obviously, because there was nothing out there but woods. But
Hmm.
I had like a bench and a barbell and some weights and stuff, so I started working with that. But uh, then when I got a bit older, like I don't know, like 18 or something, I did occasionally work out, but a lot of time I was just, partying or playing music or doing other stuff.
Hmm.
That was more fun. Um, but so I was doing the occasional workout for a long time, but then I think in like 2015, I just seriously started to be more consistent with my workouts and started like following a program and started being a lot more aware of what I was eating, like my diet and stuff like that. Started taking being consistent with supplements and that uh, part as well. And yeah, ever since I've been being pretty much consistent with my lifting.
That's cool. Yeah, it's all about the consistency, man. Like, and having a good program really helps. Like, that's a problem with me. I like to have something I can follow. I don't want to be coming up with my own shit like every workout. I want to have like a plan already out for me. That way I just do it, you know? So that's
Yeah,
like a big thing for me.
yeah, yeah. I'm a proponent of push pull legs, basically. So I've done that for a long time now. So I'm trying to, on a good week, if I'm rested, I can go like 6 times a week to the gym. However, due to the current baby situation in our house,
Mm.
uh, I'm not always as rested as I would like to be.
I
So,
bet.
I sometimes need to like just add an extra rest day into my program.
Yeah, I can totally
Uh,
understand that.
yeah, yeah, because baby is awake super early, so then you kind of get depleted by the afternoon. So it's you can go to the gym, but it's going to be like a yeah workout. So it's for me. I just prefer to just cancel it that day and go harder the day after, get a proper workout.
Yeah, I totally get that. Yeah, I do a 4 day split is what I'm on right now. Is what I do. Like, you get
Yeah.
arms, chest one day, the next day is legs and all. I take more rest days than usual because my job is really physically demanding. I work outside as a landscaper. So like
Oh,
I'm out
okay.
there
Yeah.
and where I'm at in United States and South Carolina, it's extremely hot and tropical weather, man. It's like the
Yeah.
perfect weather for the predator to come down and hunt people. You know what I mean? Like it's super
Yeah.
humid and just nasty down here. So, but as of right now, I think the 4 day thing works out for me because I can stay consistent with that. If I
Yeah.
try to do a bit
Yeah.
more, I'm like, some days I get 5, some days I won't. So.
Yeah. Yeah, yeah, 4 days is I sometimes I'm down to 4 days as well, but it probably fluctuates between 6 and 4, like depending on how much rest I have that week.
Mhm. Do you use any specific like app to work out with that is out there or?
No, not really. I just sometimes if I remember it, then I log the workout and like the different exercises and resistance and sets and reps. But
Mhm.
for the most part, I haven't been doing it just because I just know that if I'm doing like on a pull day, it's going to be back in biceps. So then I do usually I do like 3 exercises for each muscle group.
Mhm.
So then 3 exercises for back, three for biceps. Maybe if I'm feeling energized, I'm going to do like an extra uh, exercise for back, just because it's a bigger muscle group than biceps.
Right.
So I do small variations, but I usually like stick to a lot of the same exercises for the most part.
That's cool. I got a question. Have you ever tried Arnold's Blueprint Plan? Have you ever bunked around with
Oh
that?
yeah,
Oh
I
my
have.
God.
I haven't actually. I haven't tried that. I think no. I had a buddy of mine, which is pretty amazingly strong. He did that, but I haven't tried it. But is have you tried it?
I have, and it is fucking hard. I think he has like a couple variations on it. The one I tried, you could get for free at the time. I don't know if it's still for free, but on
Yeah.
the bodybuilding.com, they have like their little app and web page and stuff, and it was free on there. But
Oh yeah.
I just remember like it's so many goddamn reps, man, and it's like I think it's a 5 day or 6 day a week program, so you gotta stay with that.
Yeah.
And the
Yeah.
diet he says to eat and everything, there's no way I can follow that. Like I think you're taking in like 5,000 calories a day and shit, and it's old
Yeah.
school. It's super old school. I mean, a lot of the moves and
Yeah.
all that stuff are really good. It's just like people like were saying like before you even start this program, just know that Arnold, he was on stuff as he did this. So like
Oh yeah.
your recovery time is not gonna be what Arnold's recovery time was, you know?
Exactly. Yeah. 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 It's not like he wasn't using gear when he was, doing this. So you have to put that in the mix as well. So I don't know if you're on gear or not, but
No.
obviously that will have a huge impact on the workout.
No, I have never tried that. I'm not, it's not really my thing, but if you do it, that's cool. Whatever gets you to your goal. Only supplements I take are, I do a pre-workout, something pretty mild. I don't do none of those like crazy fucking, those crazy named, pre-workouts you see out there like Explosion and fucking, Brain Melter, that shit. I'm like, I don't want a heart attack. So I use like really mild pre-workout.
Okay.
I take
Yeah.
creatine every day, like capsule form, and a couple other like
Yeah.
vitamins and all. But that's really about it. I don't and protein. I just eat a lot of protein, and I have to do a couple protein shakes a day, and that's about it with that.
Oh yeah. 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 Protein is definitely a big part of the equation. I try to hit um, 50 grams of protein a meal,
Hmm.
which is quite a bit of proteins actually.
Yeah.
Um, but that's my goal anyway. I don't always manage to get because then like I have a daily intake of 200 grams of protein, which is a lot of protein.
I'm right there with you on that. Yeah, mine's like 200
Yeah,
grams a day, and I usually get about two.
yeah.
Sometimes on a good day, like yesterday, I got 224 grams in, but I was like
Oh
really
yeah,
throwing some shit
nice one.
down. Yeah. And I'm doing
Yeah.
intermediate fasting right now too, so it's extra hard to get all that in my 8 hour time like
Oh,
window of
fuck
eating.
yeah.
So yeah, do you do
Oh
that as
man.
well or?
Oh yeah, interesting because I've been trying that as well, intermittent fasting, and
Mm.
also I tried to combine it with keto,
Oh wow.
uh, and it works quite well actually. But I think that when I was doing it last time, I think I was going a bit too hard on
Mm.
the intermittent, like the eating window, because I think I just had like I don't know, like a 4 or 5 hour eating window,
Mm-hmm.
and then first of all, it's really difficult to get in that amount of food in
Oh
that
yeah.
short of space of time,
Mm-hmm.
and also it can be difficult to like be have enough energy for your workouts when it's been, let's say, I don't know, 12 hours or 16 hours since you last ate. So I went a bit away from that for a while.
Mm-hmm.
Um, Although it definitely has, advantages as well. When I was doing it, it was very lean and stuff, but I couldn't make any progress. I thought that I kind of like stagnated a bit. So I think it was because I was doing the eating window too short, and I might have been a bit low on the total calorie intake as well because I wasn't really counting it. I was kind of like eyeballing stuff.
Right.
So I probably would have benefited with more food and a larger eating window.
Yeah, I definitely recommend like if you're doing that, still track your calories and stuff. And I do a 16/8, so that means I fast for 16 hours and I have an 8 hour
Yeah,
eating window. So that's a pretty good. I can get some food in 8 hours. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah, yeah,
so, and I
yeah,
still track that because I got to make sure I'm eating enough to keep me going because I don't want to lose any strength or anything like that. I'm not trying to lose a bunch of muscle mass. I'm just doing this for better health, burning more fat and all that stuff. And I've heard good things about it.
yeah.
You know.
Yeah, for sure, for sure. But you're training like for like weightlifting or for hypertrophy, or like what's your goal with that?
Ah, man, that's a good one there. I want to grow stronger, which I'm doing. Like I've made really good strength gains in the past like year and a half, 2 years, but I'm also want to, have some good definition as well. So it's like
Yeah,
I'm trying to get kind of the both worlds there a little bit. Like, and with my workout program, some days it's more like more reps, less weight. Then there's other days where I'm doing more weight, less reps.
yeah, yeah, yeah. I
So
sometimes change it up as well. Like I do like heavy sets and just like uh 5 reps or something just for strength. So
yeah.
some weeks I do that as well.
Yeah, I'm stronger now than I was back when I was in my 20s. Like in my 20s, I was super cut up and stuff. I was doing a lot of running, a lot of
Yeah.
reps, lightweight. I was doing like all kinds of crazy shit back then, but I wasn't as strong as I am now. Like now I can finally bench over 300. I can squat around 460 pounds or something like that for one rep.
Oh
I
yeah.
don't I
Oh
don't
yeah.
deadlift though, dude. My lower back is dog shit. So deadlifting and me, like anytime I go to deadlift, I always pull something, no matter how good I think my form is. So I just kind of gave up on like
Yeah.
heavy deadlifting. I just don't fuck with it.
Fuck. I got the same issue actually because I do like the big three with squatting and the bench pressing and the deadlift, but I'm pretty solid with the squat and the bench press, but I fucked up my back a few times deadlifting, and
Hmm.
it just annoys me so much also because it's such it's a great exercise and I
Yeah.
actually love it,
Hmm.
and I want to like do it, and it looks cool to do a heavy deadlift and just
Right.
pull the shit out of that bar, but it just I'm at the point that I'm thinking that it's not actually worth it anymore because if I pull my back I'm down for weeks,
Yep. Same
uh
here. Yep.
and it's just not worth it. I think unfortunately I would love to do it, but I I do sometimes do like very light ones just to like do the movement,
Hmm.
but like the heavy 1 rep max, that's not happening.
No, dude. Like it's not worth it. Like you said, if you pull your back and like I pull my back, I'm out for a week, and my
Yeah,
job requires me to be physical. I can't. And like when I do pull it with the deadlift, like it's really fucked. I mean, I'm like I can barely lay in bed, and this has happened multiple times. And like I finally said, nope, I am fucking done deadlifting. And I love like
yeah,
progressing with the deadlifts, and I'll be doing good for a good while. Then something happens, man, a little bit of a tweak, and I am fucking
yeah,
done. And then I can't work
yeah,
out for like a week or two.
yeah. I've been having spasms on the floor, not being able to move, basically.
Oh, it's the
So
worst, dude.
yeah, yeah. It's the you got to look at the risk to reward ratio.
Hmm.
If it's really worth it for you and for me, I'm basically doing this for aesthetics anyway, right?
Hmm.
So it's not it's just not worth it at the end of the day.
No, you got to put your ego aside for a bit and say, I can't, this is not going to work. Because that's my thing. Like my lifting ego's like, I'm a fucking tough through it. But no, dude, you're not. You're going to be a
Yeah,
crippled.
yeah,
Yeah, I can't be having all that, man. Your back is so important. Like you jack your back up, you can fuck it up permanently and, really mess yourself up.
yeah,
But
yeah.
so
You can.
I focus more like instead of doing heavy like I said deadlifts, I focus more on like heavy overhead press. I love doing overhead press. I like shoulder work and stuff. So I've been trying to get up to like 200 on my shoulder press, which is a lot for a fucking shoulder press, standing shoulder press. Like,
Yeah,
to me, that's a
yeah,
lot. I think the most I've gotten is about 180, and I'm still working
yeah.
on that.
That's pretty decent. Is that a strict press?
Yes,
Yeah,
yeah,
nice.
yeah. So I'm still working on all that. Do you have a favorite lift out of all the lifts you do, or?
Uh, um, I have a favorite day, I suppose. I think like push day is my favorite day with with chest, triceps, and shoulders. I
Mm-hmm.
think that's the best day for me. Um, but favorite, I love the bench press. I think that's fun.
Me too.
But shoulder press is actually something that I really didn't like that much earlier, just because I pretty much sucked at it. It
Mm-hmm.
was it was a very weak exercise for me, but I've gotten a lot better with it. So you know, it's grown on me definitely. So it's up there as well,
Yeah, my least
together
favorite day
with the
is
bench.
legs and stuff. It's not a fan of all the leg stuff. I like squatting. Yeah, squatting's cool, but it's like all the other shit that goes along with it. I'm like, it's not a big fan of that. It's boring. And I hate fucking doing any kind of like goblet squats and all that kind of shit. My knees aren't the best as they used to be because I'm almost 40 now.
Yeah,
So it's like,
yeah, yeah.
this ain't fun, but I'm gonna do it.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not a huge fan of the leg day either, to be honest. Never was, but yeah, definitely you got to do it. You can't like be skipping body or muscle groups. So gots to be done.
Yeah. I mean, I pick up heavy logs at work all the time just for fun, which is probably
Oh
not the
yeah,
best thing to be doing at work. But I'm like, hey man, Arnold, if you remember that scene in Commando when he's got that giant log on his back and he's walking through the woods, and there's an opening
oh
scene in
yeah,
Commando. Yeah, that shit ruined me, man, because I'm always trying to pick up heavy
yeah,
shit. I'm like, oh shit, pick that. I'm like, I got it. So I
oh
gotta be able
yeah,
to do that and look cool when I'm at work.
yeah, for sure.
Yeah, Arnold
Classic
fucking
scene.
ruined us. Yeah, classic
Oh
man.
yeah, dude.
It's one of my favorite Arnold movies.
Yeah, yeah, it's a
But
good one.
oh man. But before we go and stuff, do you have any upcoming projects you're working on right now, or anything musically, or anything you're working on at all that right now, or that you want to talk about?
Um, I I was working. I'm not currently working on anything. Last year was a pretty slow year for many of my like acting friends. Said
Mm-hmm.
the same, that it was a pretty slow year. So I was working on one production in Scotland with BBC. I can't say a lot more about it yet, but uh, I got to do something, and also uh, there's something more coming. I can't really talk, much about that either. But
Mm-hmm.
there's this a couple of productions coming that I worked on.
That's cool.
But yeah, for sure. But I haven't gotten anything lined up as of yet for 2024. So it's been a bit of a slow start, but I'm hoping that things will pick up.
Yeah, I hope so too. I know last year there was a big a writer strike over here and stuff, and that affected a lot of
Yeah,
things.
it did. It did. But now, hopefully that's going to be, it's been cleared up now. So I think it's going to be a bit easier for actors this year.
Yeah, I definitely
Crossing
hope
my
so.
fingers.
Yeah, cross my fingers too, man. I hope so. And like, I can't wait to get my favorite shows back because a lot of things went on hiatus for a bit. So I'm looking
Yeah.
forward to all the good stuff coming out this year, and there's supposed to be some good stuff. We'll see, hopefully.
hmm Yeah. I'm excited
Awesome.
to see that new panels movie now.
Necrocosm, I think. What did I say?
Necrocosm. Yeah.
Yeah,
I'll put that on my list.
that's definitely high up on my list too. And there's another film coming out this year called Long Legs, I think, or Long Legs. That's supposed to be really good too. That's another one to keep your eye out for. It's
Oh yeah.
It looks like it has the True Detective season 1 vibes going on with it. And if you're a fan of True Detective, you
Yeah.
might dig this one.
That's cool. Yeah, first season was very nice actually.
Yeah, one of the best seasons of anything on TV ever, in my
Yeah.
opinion.
Yeah.
So good. Spoiled me on everything else that True Detective ever came out with. Just can't compare. So,
No, that's the thing.
no. Awesome. Well, Chris, it's been really awesome talking with you, man, and we should definitely do this again. We could probably do a whole episode on like Arnold and all those like 90s and 80s action stars. That'd be fucking cool.
Oh yeah. The testosterone bombs. I love it.
Yeah. And
I actually missed that.
Huh?
I missed that a bit now. Like in stuff today, it's you don't get those testosterone levels on productions today. It's been diluted a bit, I think. So I would love to see something like that was like to the same level, as stuff from the 80s was.
Oh, dude, yeah, I would totally love a revival of that.
I'm not sure if we're going to see it, if that's like, politically viable to do today, but
right.
with I started just shooting in, but like with Conan, I think they're going to do a Conan series, right?
That's what I hear. I'm not sure, but I hear rumors. Yes.
Yeah, I've heard rumors too. That would be like the perfect project to revive some of those 80s vibes. So if they choose to do that production, to do Conan, I really hope that they don't like ruin it.
Yeah.
Because it can be done like incredibly cool, but you just have to have the right people working on it, I suppose.
Yeah, that's true. And the sad thing is now, like our heroes are dying out because they're old as hell. And like Arnold's like fucking what 80 now. Sylvester Stallone's like 80 or something or close to it. It's like, man, who do we have left that's going to fill that void? We really don't have anybody really,
No, we need some new fresh blood, basically.
Yeah. Because I miss all that. I miss those type of movies, and we just don't have that. Like The Rock is cool and everything for what he does, but he is not. He's not Arnold. He's not Sylvester Stallone. He doesn't. He doesn't have that edge about him.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. No, he's great, but he's not this different kind of actor, I think.
Also, I wanted to mention before we go, if you need a good testosterone booster for when you're lifting weights, I got a band for you out of Australia. They're called Werewolves, man. Check out Werewolves out of Australia.
Werewolves.
Yes. Just be fair warned. You might bench your max and deadlift your max all listening to Werewolves. And you could hurt somebody or something. I mean, it's just like balls to the wall, like this pure aggression, man. It's so good.
That's cool.
Yeah, so you definitely want to check them out.
I'll check him out for sure.
Yeah, everything they do is really good. It's got four albums out right now, and fucking this is all balls to the fucking wall, man. Australia's got some great bands, by the way, so just keep that in mind.
Oh yeah, yeah, they do. I'll check them out, man. Thanks for the tip. Excellent.
And I send you some links to Abraxas Horn, and I also send you a link to my old band you might dig, the metal band I was in. So I send you those links after I get off here with you.
Do it, and I'll send you that Noxium Ferris thing as well.
Excellent. Sounds good, Chris, and I hope you have a good rest of your day, and we'll talk again soon.
Yeah, hope so, man. Thanks for the call.
Thanks, man. Take good care.
Okay, you too.
Bye.
Bye-bye.